Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Here, take a look at this. I've heard Jari Ra's hanging around the Wells district, looking for new blood to hire. Varnius Junius stopped by here on his way to court. He was worried about something. I'm sure Falk Firebeard could tell you what. Sure thing. It's yours for a day. Let me know if there's anything else you need.
Coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask. Spare some gold for a veteran? I was the finest scout in the Legion once. Tracked down all the places in the wilds that were causing people trouble. Lost my helmet in one of the old caves. My pretty helmet. Life just got worse after that. Kept losing things. So many things. Oh, you could? I sure would love to have it again. Could show you some of my old scouting tricks. What? You see a man falling on hard times, and you think he's been like that forever? I was there. I fought in the Great War. I was on the field at Anvil. And when I was struck down, they left me. You understand? They left me for dead. I didn't leave them. Oh, thank you. Divines bless your kind heart. Always good talking to you, friend. You know you can afford a septim or two.
I'm not interested, Jari. It doesn't matter how many times
Coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
You might want to rethink that.
I've been looking for you.
Missing out on
Got something I'm supposed to deliver. Your hands only. Let's see. Looks like that's it. Got to go.
You're passing through Solitude? Maybe you're looking to make some easy gold, yes? It's easy to find things to sell. Things nobody will miss. Things from underground, or just left lying around in someone's house. I bet the two of us, we're very alike. So why not take the next step? We can help each other. My sister Deja and I are treasure hunters. We like to collect things. Of course not. Thieves take what is precious. Thieves steal. We just take what will not be missed, what no one needs anymore. Maybe we take some weapons and stop a few deaths. Who would call that thievery? With the war, many more ships come through these docks, loaded with weapons and pay, but few people, and they pass through dangerous waters. We have an interest in one of those boats, the Ice Runner. The Solitude Lighthouse will be guiding it in, but if its fire were to go out, the Ice Runner would run aground. Turn me in? For what? What crime's been committed? I'm just making idle talk about what would most undoubtedly be a tragic event. A tragic and very, very profitable event.
Get your fresh fruit and produce here.
I've got weapons for
Spiced
Kevin,
wine to warm the
armor for
blood.
Kevin.
You wouldn't have a few minutes to run down to the docks, would you? Well, I've got a shipment of spices the East Empire Company is holding up. I need someone to convince them to release it. Great. Get back to me when you're done and I'll give you something for your time. Oh, yes. A secret family recipe. The only good thing my father Octave ever did. In fact, it's so good, no one else in Skyrim even tries to make any. They're adequate. Honestly, I rely on the business brought in by the burning of King Olaf, and that's not likely to happen this year. Well, it's a great big festival put on by the bards every year. They burn an effigy of old King Olaf. It's quite a bit of fun. The bards give out spiced wine during the festival, so they put it in a big order. And then, for weeks after, demand is so high, I can barely keep up. But with the death of High King Torrig, the festival has been declared in poor taste. So it looks like it won't happen this year. Good luck out there. It seems like a tough time to be wandering Skyrim.
Apples, tomatoes, leeks, and cabbages.
Arms
Fresh and ripe.
Forged by a master craftsman. Fresh fish.
You look like you could do with a ripe apple. Or a tomato. Cabbage. Or leek. I have my ways, but it's not easy these days. The Black Blood marauders have been plundering ships off the coast. A lot of people been hurt by their foolishness. That I do. I had a messenger from Dragon Bridge stop here on his way to the Blue Palace not too long ago. He was very nervous. Mentioned something about needing help. Come back when you figure out how to spend money.
Spiced wine to warm the blood.
If you're heading to the Blue Palace, you might want to rethink that outfit. It's not an insult, just an observation. If I were walking around with a wound, I would want you to tell me to see a doctor. Your outfit is something of an open wound, where attire is concerned. You're really going to the Blue Palace? That presents an opportunity. If you're willing to wear one of Radiant Raymond's outfits and speak to the Jarl, I would not only pay you, but let you keep the outfit. Good. Here's the outfit. Try to get Elisif's opinion on it, and if she likes it, mention it's from Radiant Raymond. Not many people care these days. The world is the worse for it. Remember Radiant Raymond when you need a change of attire.
Fresh fish.
Get your fresh
Fish.
produce here.
You lost? Mm-hmm.
I trust you're not planning any trouble.
All right then.
Only reason I'm so good with a lute is because I'm old. It takes a lifetime to master. Glad that distraction's over.
Ildi, what year did the Aldmeri Dominion invade the Empire? Good Ildi, soak in the lore. Yorn, what happened during the Red Year?
Morrowind suffered a massive explosion?
Vardenfell's Red Mountain erupts. Try to be precise, Yorn. Remember, being a bard isn't just about the music.
You know what I love about the Bards College? It's not the stories or the festivals or even the women. The best thing about the college is the friendships. I agree. Lovers are like bottles of wine. They come and go. Friends are like a good blade, always by your side. Although, sometimes you have to be careful not to nick yourself with it. But that's normal when you get a bunch of competitive people together. To say the least, Aya has Pantea, Atef has Ildi, even Edwayne has that Nord he keeps blabbing on about. And I have Yorn. A natural one. You see, we're similar in a lot of ways. We both got deep, baritone voices. We're both good with the lute, but better with the drum. There's only one real difference between us, but it's a big one. Taste. In that regard, we couldn't be more different. He likes the big, sweeping epics. Stories about war, gods, and dragons. Which is fine, but I prefer tales about people. My work focuses on the war that goes on inside us. He's the brother I never had. Some people think of competition as survival of the fittest, when it's really about making each other better. But either way, the important thing is they're competing, and with competition comes progress. I've given up music, actually. These days, I mostly work with poetry, although I've been known to add a drum. I also tend to take a lot of liberties with the verse. Yorn and a lot of the Nords might not approve, but I feel an outsider's perspective is the best way for the work to evolve. All right, what would you like to hear? Certainly, one of my favorites. I have walked the endless grains, with only the sun as my priest. Water is but a beggar's meal, fleeting in the life of a desert king. To live in the Alikir is a life of emptiness, with only your spirit to guide you. Yet here in the prison of the heart is where true men find salvation. Yes? For the next 10 minutes, today's my last day. I'm going to travel Skyrim for a bit and see if it can inspire me. Maybe I'll run into you again someday. After all, Nirn's a big place, but a small world.
Ildi, what year did the Aldmeri Dominion invade the Empire?
Late 171.
Good Ildi, soak in the lore. Yorn, what happened during the Red Year?
Morrowind suffered a massive explosion?
Vardenfell's Red Mountain erupts. Try to be precise, Yorn. Remember, being a bard isn't just about the music.
You have questions? I'm a bard from the Bards College here in Solitude. Wanderers like you should think about applying.
I wish only to graduate and enroll with the Legion. My drums will lead our troops to victory. And why wouldn't I be? We sing tales of kings, queens, and their politics, 'tis true. But do you know who really makes history? The person who writes it. Farewell, stranger.
The Sunny welcomes you. This one is a bard in training at the Bards College here in Solitude. If such a path interests you, seek out the Bards College. The Sunny learned her craft at the side of her father. Khajiit is a great bard. Until next time.
Hello, yes. I'm the Dean of History, and scribe work when I can find some quiet time.
Some at the college don't like new songs. They only want us to play the old favorites. But every song was new at some point. You just have to give them a chance.
Youngest bard at the Bards College, at your service. A small village in Hammerfell. Nothing special really, but I'll put it on the map one day. People will know my name and travel to see my hometown. At least I hope so. I'm glad I could help.
Meals are served to bards at designated times. Find an inn if you want to make requests.
You're new here, right? Welcome to the Bards College. It's like a musical museum. Thanks for taking the time. People never want to talk to me. You know, I don't get the impression that I'm very well liked at the college. When I first arrived, I was very nervous and clumsy. I caused a few accidents and even broke some instruments. First impressions are hard to overcome.
Hello, good to see you. I'm glad to hear that, but I need to know you have some talent with speechcraft before I accept you as a student. Being a bard requires being able to move people with your words and music. I suggest you work on your speechcraft. Being a bard requires being able to move people with your words and music. Please see me when you're ready to try again.
It's been my honor to perform at the Blue Palace on many occasions. His late lordship was quite the admirer. Need something? Now you can say you've met the most This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors. The
Merble knows many poisons and cures if you need them. Until next time.
Is just about done.
Welcome to Solitude, home of the arts here in Skyrim.
Our hero claims a warrior's heart.
Take a look. May song speed you along. I generally don't involve myself in politics. Good tales deal with the issues of the day, but a wise bard remains a neutral observer. Take a look. Not much, but as a bard, I find the whole affair depressing. There are no heroes in this war, no winners to be had, and no real conclusion. May the words of poets keep you warm.
What this one would give to see the warm sands again.
Fine day, isn't it?
This city is disgusting.
Life's not so bad. I'm independently wealthy, though I don't wear it. So it's nice to just be able to wander about and take in the sights of Solitude.
You should see me when you get bored, stranger. You lost? Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Gisli. But you can just call me Erica's sister. Everyone does.
To the days come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about done. We'll drive out the
Yes,
storm
my
clouds
older
and
brother,
restore
and the
what
person
we
you
own.
probably want
With
to be
our
speaking
blood
to
and
right
our
now.
steel, we will
But really,
take back
since
our
Torig's
home.
death, Falk Firebeard wields the true power of the Jarl's court. My brother is nothing more than a pompous little
On the
fop.
day of your death, we will drink and
We'll speak again
sing.
later, if we must.
We're the children of Skyrim, and we fight all our lives. And when Sovngarde beckons, every one of us dies. But this land is ours. See it wiped clean of the scourge that has sullied our hopes and our dream. Down with Ulfric the killer of king. On the day of your death, we will drink and we sing.
There's been rumors of Talos worshippers leaving notes at the Temple of the Divines. I've never seen one myself, though. Until next time.
Hi there. Oh, okay, I guess. It's hard with Father gone. I really miss him. I wish I were older. Then I'd join up with the Legion and get my revenge on those Stormcloak rebels who killed Father. But Mother says I can't join until I'm 17.
Come and gone, for the age of aggression is just about.
Spiced wine to warm the blood.
A coin or two for a veteran? It's not much to ask.
Welcome to Bits and Pieces. I'm sure you'll find what you need here. Biren said you got here just before the execution. Must have been a lovely first sight. Baron's my husband. He works the forge up at Castle Dower. I barely see him nowadays, what with him filling orders for the army. No, that was an ugly affair. High King Torig's death has turned the whole town on its head. Between you and me, he wasn't even that good a king. All of those rambling speeches about the Empire this and the Empire that. Come back to Bits and Pieces anytime.
Father says I'm too young to train with the sword, so I practice with my fists. Mm-hmm.
Feel free to look around.
We have a fine selection of herbs here at Angela's Aromatics. You're a traveler, correct? Have you been to Whiterun? Ah, well, it was a long shot. Of course. Don't forget me next time you need herbs and potions.
Yes? Perhaps, but necessary. My cousin Fura is somewhere out there in Skyrim right now, fighting Ulfric Stormcloak and his damned insurrectionists. She wouldn't have to be there at all if it weren't for Rogvir. And my aunt wouldn't have to worry about her daughter. You really don't know? He lets Ulfric Stormcloak escape Solitude. Ulfric rides in, murders the High King, and Rogvir lets him ride right back out. Most people head over to the Winking Skeever. If you're not interested in music or drink, you can at least talk to Corpulus. He can fill you in on any of the latest gossip. Thanks for wasting my time.
I've got weapons for giving and armor for getting. Seems there's no end to the needs of the Imperials. But what can I help you with? Of course. It's almost all I have time for these days. The men training here in Solitude, and the troops out in the field. They all need weapons and armor. You should look into joining. They could use every hand they can get. To be honest, no. But High King Torygg supported them. And now, her Lady Elisif has thrown in with them. You could say I'm a king's man at heart. I guess that's Jarl's man now. My loyalty lies with Solitude. So, where Jarl Elisif leads, I follow. I think I would, if it weren't for my son and my wife. Oh, Seema would have my hide if I even suggested I might step foot on a battlefield. You think Stormcloaks and Legionnaires are dangerous? Ha! Return anytime you need arms or armor. My forge never rests.
You see those warriors from Hammerfell? They've got curved swords. Curved swords. They say the college has been snooping around Sarthal. Mages in a burial crypt. No good can come of that. Those who worship at the shrines will sometimes receive boons from the gods themselves. The nature of the favors varies per deity. Please, feel free to worship at any or all of the shrines. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing of the eight.
Let us walk in the
Remind
steps
us
of the
of our
divines. May knowledge of your divinity carry us through our daily trials.
I heard the gourmets hiding out somewhere in Skyrim. You know, fella who wrote that cookbook? The Emperor's cousin Vittoriavici is getting married soon. The reception will be public. Anyone in Solitude can attend. Ah, yes. That once held the shrine to Talos. But the worship of Talos was banned by the White Gold Concordat some time ago. It's the peace treaty that ended the war with the elves of the Aldmeri Dominion. The Dominion recognized the heresy of proclaiming Talos a god. Talos was a great man, and a great emperor. But that does not make him a god. No matter how much the Stormcloaks may wish it were so. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing of the Eight.
Remind us of our place when we forget. Let us walk in the steps of the divines.
May not of your divinity carry us through our daily...
Blessings to you. The divines are listening.
The Temple of Divines is always open for worshippers.
Helgen, destroyed by a dragon. Hard to believe, isn't it? I'm telling you, I heard it, howling. Those werewolf tales are true. The strong and honorable always carry the blessing of the Eight. Remind us of our place when we forget.
Come on now. I want those arrows dead center. The lives of your fellow soldiers are counting on it. Concentrate. The battlefield is full of distractions. Ignore them. Focus on your target.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Here, take a look at this. Some of the Jarl's men came by and left this bounty letter. Have you seen that shrine of Azura? They say that dark elves built it after they fled from Morrowind. Sight to see. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense. People say there's a man wandering the streets near the Blue Palace. He seems distressed, but he's not making any sense.
A legend we all know and love. This is an ode.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever.
Protectors.
Take a load off and enjoy the atmosphere.
Imperials.
Those witches, they work in packs. You ever hear the story of Orphan Rock? Safe
This is an ode to Skyrim's staunch protectors.
Take my advice. Never gamble. Damn Ernskar has me in debt up to the eyes. Too many drinking games, too many bets, and I'm too old to ever raise the coin on my own. He's a stubborn oaf. I don't know what good it'll do. You should speak to my daughter, Yvette. She's the brains of the family.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love.
Welcome to the center of the world. Or at least my brother Eriker's world. Nah, I don't think so. We'll speak again later, if we must.
Maybe you can help me. Of course. Of course. Of course. Of course. It's all in this note.
Feel free to make requests. Generally, if you want rumors, you should talk to Corpulus. That said,
Lisette has such a calm and soothing voice. She's like that in real life, too. Not that her singing isn't real.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Need anything, you just say the word.
Yes, what do you want?
Can't you see I'm busy dying? What does it look like? Boredom, old age, thirst. What's the point of living when all roads lead to the same mound of dirt?
We drink to our youth, to the days come and gone. For the
I will be whatever I want to be, you brainless cur. I will not be courteous, for what nobility I had left departed along with my fortune. No, I was stripped of it by the only thing that could affect someone of my eminence. I lost it to Dragonfire. Helgen. I was there. Somehow, I doubt that. One with your considerable waistline would have proved too tempting a morsel for a dragon to ignore.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love.
How absurd! My personal chef saw to it that I ate only the healthiest meals, and my servants made sure to compliment me on the result. Were my servants lying to me all this time? If they were smart, they were. But people of low birth are all twaddling nitwits. Take you, for example.
This one's a favorite of
Oh, I don't hold it against you. Were I to choose you, my name alone would be enough to elevate our progeny beyond your obvious shortcomings. Truth be told, I have suffered worse in the name of making my fortune. I wonder if you are spoken for. Which brings us back to my original point. I am in need of a suitable partner, one who can finance the lifestyle I've become accustomed to. Because, for all intents and purposes, I'd rather be dead than poor, and every second I am the latter brings me closer to the former. So, as the Nords are fond to do, I seek marriage without courtship. Time is short, and every day is worth 2 tomorrows. And what should I do with it? Work the fields like some common harridan? I know my worth. And for one with my stock, there are only 2 sensible ways to make a fortune. By marriage, or by blood. And unless some wealthy uncle shows up with gold spilling out of his pockets, the only viable alternative is marriage. Don't be absurd. Wealthy men will abandon their children and leave their wives the moment they see my amulet of Mara. I am young. I am high-born. I am educated. I am the most devastating beauty Skyrim has witnessed in 5 millennia. What man wouldn't want this? The cracks in my... I beg your pardon? I am a Breton. It's no secret we have elvish blood in our veins, and like our Dunmer cousins, our fine lines are considered beauty marks. I inherited it. And by that I mean I earned every septum. My mother was a hard woman, and she treated her servants, her farmhands, and her children like hardened criminals. I remember we had an orc servant, bastard born, and every time my mother got drunk, she made it a point to remind him. She gave the poor sod a serving of knuckle pie for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. 3 square meals a day, right square in the jaw. I don't have to imagine how much they hurt. I know the taste of it all too well. Yes, only the beatings weren't enough. Bruises heal, but the words stick you like a dagger. One day I asked a servant why he puts up with it. And he told me, same reason you do, for the gold. I learned a valuable lesson that day. The one with the gold makes the rules. Those without it are prisoners. Those with it can forever live free. Well, I accept your apology. But you seem to be missing the point. What is horrible and decent depends entirely on the size of your coffers. Many before you acknowledged the direness of my situation, but their pity was as empty as their pockets. Wars and assassinations require gold to finance them. Besides, I would not do something so barbaric as murdering one's own kin. Fine.
And what might you need,
All right, then.
Welcome to the Winking Skeever, friend. Remember the Winking Skeever next time you're footsore.
This one's a favorite of mine. A legend we all know and love.